It's preparing. It's setting up. It's done. It's redirecting. Okay. Awesome. So welcome everybody to What It Is to Be Human. Today we are going to discuss overwhelm.
Overwhelm. Oh,
Overwhelm and anxiety, which can come from overwhelm. And I think, Lori, do you want to just start us off? Because I know you had mentioned that you have a personal experience you want to share. So let's just go
Yes,
dive
I
in.
will start it off. I felt overwhelmed for years, and I was always hearing like overwhelmed is a choice. It's like I don't want to feel overwhelmed. Like looking back in it, it's like I chose activities that made me feel more overwhelmed. But I'm like, I do the overwhelm, then I'll get to the thing I want. So I need to do the overwhelm to get there. So I think that was part of me choosing overwhelm. But also, like, since I started taking this probiotic, I haven't been feeling the overwhelm so much because if you don't feel good in your gut, that can contribute to feelings of overwhelm. And like, I'm just not going to do the thing because I don't feel up to it. And if you spend a lot of time not feeling up to it, then it feels like overwhelm and just avoidance. So like I've
Yeah.
done energy healing, the mindset work, like all of those things, and they did help, but it didn't completely eliminate the overwhelm. And I just want to say the probiotic has been like that final thing that I needed that I didn't know that I need to get over some of that overwhelm that I was
That's
having.
fascinating, but
the,
it makes sense because our stomach, our gut has a lot of serotonin receptors,
there's the
right?
gut brain connection. Our gut is considered our second brain.
Yes.
So fogginess and all that can be correlated to the gut. So getting the gut biobacterial thing and
Yes.
balance makes a huge difference.
So I have to say, before we hit play, before we started, Lori said what'd you say? We're walking colonies of bacteria.
Yeah, that's what I said. We're actually more bacteria than we are human because we're symbiotic organisms. And so, like, what it is to be human, well, we're not just
We're
Yep.
not just human, we're also bacteria. Yeah, that's true. Or
Mm-hmm.
maybe bacteria is part human.
yeah,
I don't
it's
know.
it's symbiotic. So it's like the
Yeah.
part that helps us digest our food and it affects our emotions and the choices that we make
Yes.
because of how we feel.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So I do that. I know with that gut brain connection, that the serotonin for sure,
Yeah.
that people don't realize that there's more in your gut than there is in your brain. They always think of brain chemistry and brain, because I know
Yeah.
from ADHD coaching, like that was such a big deal, like the overwhelm and the getting your chemistry, your brain chemistry right. But the brain chemistry is co-regulating with your gut chemistry. So
Absolutely.
yeah, it works together, hand in hand for sure. You ignore one, you're ignoring both, really.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so the probiotic that you take, made, how did it make the difference? Like, what are you feeling now? Like, how are you
Well, the
before?
difference for me was like sometimes I would just get this feeling like my stomach, like, oh, and then I would think, oh, it would kind of cause me to spiral with like mindset things of not being able to do the thing. And then I would just kind of stay away from doing anything for like the rest of the day. Um, and I would get that a lot. So it was just kind of like this. But I didn't want to admit that I wasn't feeling good because I'm like, people don't want to buy, like, if you're not feeling good, like, people don't want to buy you feeling bad because they want to feel amazing whenever they do this thing. So I think, especially on social media, there's kind of this pressure to always feel amazing and it always be amazing. And like, yeah, but yet I know a lot of entrepreneurs are dealing with chronic, illnesses and things that they're not always feeling amazing every day, even if there's other aspects of their life that are working. It doesn't mean that everybody is always feeling amazing every day. That's just not.
No, and I do think a lot of people perform for the camera and they make up shit and they just go. everything's awesome when everything is not awesome. And then people get depressed. I had a friend who goes, "Oh, I can't go on social media. It makes me feel bad." And I was like, "It makes you feel bad?" She goes, "Yeah, because everybody else has amazing lives and I have a boring life." And I'm like, "Okay, so what makes you feel bad is that you're comparing yourself to others. It's not social media.
And
It's that you,
comparison is the thief of joy. Sorry.
it is. And you don't know how to stand in your own if you're looking at social media to tell you, you know, how things are, then you're not deciding how things are. Like
Yeah.
that's the problem. But with the gut health conversation, I think your anxiety was coming from social media. Is that what you're saying, Lori?
No, no, it was coming from feeling like I had to pretend that I was amazing all the time and
Right,
that I
that's what I mean though.
had
You were on social media trying to keep up like with the
well,
people.
like I was always keeping up, and I realized like you can keep up even if you feel terrible. You can still grow your Facebook group. Even if you feel like, even if you're not taking a probiotic, you can still grow your audience. Like that doesn't matter because it's actually doing the thing
Right.
versus feeling good, which people think it's feeling good. No, it's doing the thing. Like it's people put so much into the feeling good, but the thing is the feeling good affects like when I started feeling better, I revamped like my sales process. So I was looking at some of the parts of my business, like, okay, how can I make this work better? That when my gut was,
Right.
you know, not in alignment, I was avoiding and I wasn't seeing the thing because I was too busy spiraling and too busy and overwhelmed to say, okay, maybe I should add more questions for my discovery call because I was too busy feeling overwhelmed
Right.
because of that gut.
That's great because people don't, I never hear anybody make that connection. I mean, I've heard the connection, but not in relationship to overwhelm. I think that's cool. Becky, you have an overwhelm story?
Had plenty of overwhelms. Mostly mine, I get overwhelmed when I have like, okay, I need to do this and I need to do this and I need to do this as far as like posting and things like that. Cause I'm like, okay, I need to be doing this way. Again, comparison. Like all these people are posting like every day and they're being so consistent and they're doing great. And then I get on there and I'm like, I work myself into overwhelm about posting instead of just posting. And then I will tweak it and tweak it. And I'll spend an hour before I post anything because I let myself be overwhelmed. And that is not great. So that is originally why I started liking the other platform that I was getting on because I didn't feel overwhelmed because I got on there and I pressed the button and it was just, I was live. I didn't have no choice. I had to talk.
So that's TikTok, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I do think, you know, being in alignment with wherever you are, feeling that natural fit, feeling comfortable,
Mm-hmm.
feeling like you know what you're supposed to do or what you want to do
Mm-hmm.
is key to not feeling overwhelmed. And I've heard more people, like I was saying, I've never heard it connected to the gut issue, but I have always heard it connected to choice. And
Mm-hmm.
that's why they say it's a choice, is because it's the way you're choosing or not choosing.
Yeah.
If I have to do something, I go, well, I don't know. You literally have to make a choice, like even cleaning off a table surface, right? People look at the big mess and go, oh, I feel overwhelmed. It's not because maybe even there's so much uncertainty. You
Mm-hmm.
don't know where you're going to put at each individual thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's all kind of lumped in a big, like nebulous,
Mm-hmm.
like, I don't know what to do with this crap, so I just am going to do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's people feel overwhelmed or they have all those thoughts in their head and they're not sorting through like, oh, the choice of don't think about that now. Not going to think about that now. Just going to focus on this. If you're not choosing to focus on one thing, you are choosing overwhelm by default.
That is
That's why they
true.
say
If
it's a
you
choice.
have like, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this, and this, and this, and this, then you're overwhelmed because you're not making a choice. You're
You're
just
not
thinking of all the
prioritizing.
things and you're letting them just roll through your thought process. And
Right.
choosing that one thing and going, okay,
That's how we
push this
collapse
out
the
of the way.
timeline. We
And then,
say, this thing I'm paying attention to, and everything else can just fall away for right now as I, grow and focus my attention to this thing.
which is
And then
mindfulness because it's now. You're in the power
mindfulness,
of
yes.
now.
It's
Yeah.
all tied back to mindfulness, choice, empowerment. Living in choice is
Hmm.
very living with intention,
Hmm.
saying no. You guys say no to a bunch of things to be able to do this. And people that have a hard time saying no to things have a huge healthy attachment to overwhelm. They feel overwhelmed a lot because they feel like, well, I didn't want to say no. It's like, no, you need to say no. And you need to draw boundaries and time box things or, segment. This is, I'm devoting this much time to this, and then I'm going to stop that, and then I'm going to devote this much time to that. Or even in your activities, I'm going to fold my laundry, then I'm going to call my friend,
Hmm.
then I'm going to whatever. So you can't do all the things all at once. Like if
And
all
one
the options are always on the table, you're overwhelmed.
And one thing I learned from Jeannie is if you're feeling overwhelmed about because you have all these things, and like she said, you're picking what you're going to do and you're getting the structure to it, even if it is cleaning off your end table. If you sit there and you clean it off in your mind first and then you get up and do it, it's so much easier because you've already thought that you already programmed your mind to go, okay, this is what we're doing. And then you get up and you just do it, other than just sitting there and like, oh, I need to do it. I need to do it. I need to do it. Just
Yeah. As
breaking it down.
in my early coaching days, I was coaching just exclusively people with ADHD. And most of those people turned out to be in business for themselves, and that's how it turned into business coaching. But before then, there was a time when I used to just help people clean. It's like I was just like, that's all we ever talked about was I have this space and I need to clean it. And it was like, how many ways you can actually clean something is amazing. Like I would have to get real creative to give them something interesting way to do it. But one of my favorite strategies, and this is if you're overwhelmed by your space because there's too much clutter,
Mhm.
is to think, what's the one move I can make that's going to give me the biggest bang for my buck, right? So imagine a friend is going to come over who's really judgmental, and you don't want them seeing this big mess. Like you can see over here I have a lot of crap over here. Okay. So what I would do is say, oh, I can take all this stuff, put it on that blanket over there, ball it up and put it in the guest room. And immediately my whole living room looks cleaner.
Mhm.
I know I got to attend to it later, but like just getting it out of the space and into a different space can really free you up mentally because you're not then seeing it. And then the friend could come over and feel like you're in a clean place.
Mhm.
And then when they gossip about you, at least they're not also calling you a pig. I'm just playing, but like
Yeah.
it's like you got the source of the overwhelm is almost always, yes, that's overwhelm is emotion, but the source of it is usually from not making choices. And making choices is a skill because you have to be able to be okay being wrong, and you got to be okay being like incomplete. It's got to be okay to get a little bit done versus the whole thing.
Mhm.
You got to just be okay with messiness. And then you become less messy. It's ironic, but yeah.
Doesn't have to be perfect. You just have to do something.
Yeah, because what happens when people are stuck on perfection and they can't see it easily being perfect, they just ignore it. And ignoring
Mhm.
things is why people get
Not good.
overwhelmed. They're not making the choices. They're just ignoring it, and then they get overwhelmed. And then to Lori's point, then they feel bad physically, and then it's like the whole thing compounds.
Okay. And going back to that, okay, so she was talking about, how much bacteria we are instead of,
Yeah,
human. So
right.
is a cool information thing. So we have I don't know if I should do it as a trivia thing. Like, as a human, we are 10 trillion cells as a
10
human. Our
trillion.
human part of us is 10 trillion cells. Do you know how much bacteria we are in compared to that?
Um, is it 40%?
We have 100 trillion cells as our bacteria, where our human part of us has 10 trillion. So we are more bacteria than we are human. Yes.
But what's the percentage?
It's
So you look that up?
well, I was a sales rep. I sold these products into stores, and this was one of the big things that we discussed. Our gut has 50 to 2,000 different organisms in there. Yeah. Our health, I'm going to stop after this. I'm just going to say our healthy flora weighs more than our brain. Like our gut, our heart is 0.8 pounds, our brain is 3 pounds, our microflora is 3.5 pounds, and our liver is 4 pounds. So I don't know.
Which is our brain weigh?
I get it. Our brain is 3 pounds. So we're more organisms than bacteria. That's why, yeah, it's good to keep that under control. That's why my probiotic
And I
is
have another fascinating fact to throw in there. Your
okay.
soul essence part of you that's within your body is 2 pounds.
I love that.
Because when you die, you lose 2 pounds instantly. Isn't that weird?
I've heard that.
Mm-hmm. And
Okay.
so there's some weight to the plasma field within you.
Mm-hmm. I love the plasma. I geek out about that too.
Once you become a plasma geek, there's no going back. You're like, oh, everything's
Exactly.
plasma. Wow. Consciousness is plasma, the ether, the plasma field. But there's some, and then they say our soul is not in our body, but there is some part of it, because how else do you explain the weight
Yeah.
loss when
Yeah.
someone dies? That's crazy, isn't it?
And even the product that you're taking, Jeannie, probably has something to do with that, helping balance your bacteria, in your body too, because a lot of diseases are linked to bacterial infection, so or imbalance. I
Yeah.
meant to say imbalance.
So
So
what it is to be
yes,
human is to be a lot of bacteria.
and to have healthy bacteria. And I also okay. Now this is going to geek out even a little bit more in the spiritual way.
Okay.
When you're talking to yourself, when you're talking healthy, what manifesting, whatever to your body, and you're sending love to your body, you need to send it to every cell. Like talk to your cells. Let your cells and your bacteria be happy. Think of them as little bitty happy, like walking around, little happy faces bumping into each other and going, "Yay, we're happy."
I like that. Okay. And then that would also help with the overwhelm, because a
Yeah.
lot of people get overwhelmed because of the negative ruminating thoughts that they're not choosing to dismiss.
Hmm.
They're choosing to ignore, so they just compound.
Yeah,
Hmm.
absolutely. So, okay,
Yeah.
I'll be quiet now.
No, it's great. It's great. It's so funny. I heard, what was it? They said like a messy room was just like they tied it into money. I'll have to find that and share that
I've
another
heard
time.
it tied into your brain too. Like if you're living in a cluttered area, your brain is probably cluttered, and that's why you can't like get
What
everything
you are
organized.
on the inside
Is
reflects
it's the
is
outside?
reflected outside. So if you're in a mess, it's because inside you're internally a mess. Like you're not
Yeah.
organizing and saying no and cleaning house internally. Yeah.
And I find that that's really becoming, I don't know, I feel it more like in alignment, because the more that I'm cleaning up in here, I notice that I'm cleaning things. Like, in my daughter's car this weekend, she was like, "Oh, wow, I can tell you've like really done some things." And my mother came over, and it's hard to get a compliment from her. She's like, "Oh, this is looking good." Because
And you're like,
I mean, a month ago or 2 months ago, she would have said, "We are never going to get everything cleaned up. You got too much junk everywhere." And it's
yeah,
not like nasty. It's just clutter. It's just like,
yeah,
okay, but I know where in my pile of clutter something is. But I'm feeling the more that I do that on the outside, the better I feel on the inside, and vice versa. I feel like they connect in such a good way. So I feel like, Lori, it's a really good connection to say your gut, having a happy gut creates a happy brain, creates a happy mood, creates a happy, clear that out, condition your body to be healthier on the inside, helps your environment be happier too, or healthier, happier, whatever.
drop the mic on that one, man. That's perfect. Perfect way to end. I hope you guys are not feeling overwhelmed. You may notice that we have now become sovereignty circles here on the channel. So expect to see more groups of people that are doing amazing things. And if you've got a story that you want to come and join us on What It Is to Be Human, the Facebook group is now also called Sovereignty Circles. There's the link to join us here on the Zoom room in the group on Facebook. So join us. Come join us in Sovereignty Circles on Facebook, and join us here, and you can join us in the chat. And I'll start monitoring the chat as soon as we just start having some more play here. But anyway, thank